Each week we take time in our home church services to talk about generosity. How you and I can steward the resources that God has given us through avenues like tithe and offering to fuel God's mission of being disciples that are making more disciples. And in today's message, I quickly highlight an example of how our generosity can fuel God's mission. Hey, the wise men in Matthew chapter 2, they came to worship Jesus, and they did so not only through their words and their travel, but also through generosity. They offered gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And we can all agree those aren't the type of gifts you bring to a birthday party, right? Or to a baby shower. Like nobody's putting those, maybe gold, but no one's putting those things on a gift registry. Hey, these were rare and expensive gifts. These wise men brought their best to worship the King. And as we grow in our love for Jesus, our response can't help but be the same. I think of the words of the Apostle Paul in Romans chapter 12, verse 1. He says, "And so, dear brothers and sisters," he says, "I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all he has done for you. Let them be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind he will find acceptable." This is truly the way to worship him. When we truly begin to understand and embody all that Jesus has done, we can't help but worship with our lives, all of it. And that includes our finances. We are generous because of how he has blessed us in light of what he has done for us. But listen, there's more to the story of the wise men. Their gifts were not only rare and expensive, but they were also, I believe, providential. As we'll read about today, Joseph and Mary had to flee to Egypt with Jesus in tow, and those gifts likely provided the funds needed to live for a lengthy time in a foreign land. The unexpected gift was God's providence. And listen, your generosity is the same. In big and small ways, it fuels God's mission still today. So thank you for continuing to worship Jesus in all of life and choosing to be generous towards God's church and ultimately his commission of being disciples that are making more disciples.